supporting the one that we had before.
So then that means that this issue of the tractors was discussed on several meetings of cabinet.
No, not several meetings. It was this one and this second conclusion. But there are other
two meetings.
Yes.
More than one meeting at least.
Yes.
Okay.
So there are other agenda items on the particular day for that particular meeting in the cabinet. But this is the conclusion that was drawn from that meeting. Okay, and this particular one was numbered as 1. But when you look at the main extract, the main cabinet conclusion, that is linked to this one. Under it, like you mentioned earlier, there are other several topics that were dealt with. So it's not a standalone one. Cabinet meeting, like I told you, you have the prayers, opening prayers, conclusions, matters arising, then you have the agenda for the day, and under the agenda you have the various CPs. Then after the CPs, 1, 2, 3, up to 4, 5, depending the submission you have, and how quick the paper review committee is able to review those submissions and get them ready for the meeting.
That's fine.
Yes.
We'll get back to 4, but let's begin with 1.
1, okay.
Let's read the title and the body.
Okay.
Wherever the body makes reference to a member of cabinet, and you do not wish to disclose that, since it's before the committee, you can just say ex minister or something along those lines.
Noted.
All right.
Thank
Please
you.
proceed.
Action of the tractors by the Ghana Commission. Cabinet was informed that the Ghana Commission of Inquiry is conducting the auctioning of tractors. It was observed by the DAS minister that such tractors were bought by communities, and accordingly they are requesting the return of the said tractors. The cabinet recommended for the relocation of the agricultural mechanization to be effected through the appointment of an effective management committee to be in charge of the tractors and related equipment. The cabinet contested that the Ghana Commission does not have legal mandate for the Ghana Commission to dispose of properties and other assets currently before the Commission. The Ghana Commission has been advised to wait for the ministry to clarify the situation on the sale of properties by the Commission at any given time. The Commission is Qua's decision-making body. That's the end.
Thank you, Mr. Ceesay. Just a few questions on this conclusion, the cabinet conclusion. Now, this cabinet conclusion, is this the one that you make reference to the fact that it was born out of an AOB submission?
Yes, this is part of AOB.
Both of them, or just this one?
This one is linked to the, that's why you will see at the top, previous conclusion. It's making reference to the earlier meeting.
Okay.
We'll get to
that one later, it's fine. Yeah. But this one was forced in time.
Yes.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
The one you just read out was the one that came first?
Yes, number 1.
All right. So let's look at the content of it. Mm-hmm. It seems like the discussions in cabinet were quite broad. Mm-hmm. But the issue of the commission having the authority and mandate to sell came up in cabinet, and it was discussed in cabinet. And cabinet concluded that the commission does not have a mandate to sell.
And the last line, that the commission is quasi-decision-making body.
Okay, so what
that doesn't have the full authority to dispose the assets that they are making findings.
Okay, so
that's my thinking of it.
Okay, so that's what cabinet resolved.
Yes.
And as a matter of recourse, the Cabinet then decided that this communication will be put, this is the communication that warranted the minister to request.
From this, you do the extract of the cabinet. That's the way cabinet communicates.
And this is the extract that we have.
Yes.
So this extract was presumably sent to the Minister of Justice.
Not presumably, it's sent to the Ministry of Justice.
So it is for certain.
And for the relevant sectors that are affected by this meeting.
To take note.
Thank you.
Okay. So this was where the Minister of Justice was meant to request. This is what gave him cue for him to request.
That's in order.
All right, to make the request to the Commission.
Exactly.
However, as you have read it, the cabinet paper doesn't leave much room for ambiguity. It is clear that it is clear what cabinet wanted to do. Isn't that correct?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, and this was presumably on the 21st of June.
Yeah, that's, if you know the date from the main one, I think you know the date from the main extract.
Okay, we'll find that out.
I said earlier is number of topics that constitute the agenda for the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, as your testimony was that the sales were on, they were ongoing when MOJ reported that they will stop. However, still, your superiors asked you to make the phone call and put a halt to it yourselves.
Exactly.
And I had asked you whether you considered that the verbal directives from your superior were strange at the time, and you maintained that it was not strange.
That is how we operate at the office of the president. You can be both written and verbal.
Okay.
Yes.
But did you consider that the verbal directives from State House to the Commission would undermine the Commission's independence?
Well, based on the context that I read this one, the one you gave me, it will show to you that the minister responsible, Minister of Justice, was reliably informed that the Commission is going ahead with the auctioning of tractors. And the last line here is the Commission is quasi-decision-making body. That should qualify what the minister was assigned to do, to stop whatever they are trying to do.
Please help us with this qualification, because I am struggling to come to that conclusion. Since this is an extract of
the cabinet conclusion.
Yes, that you prepared.
Yes.
Take us through what.
Because I read as Minister XX that raised the concern.
Yes.
That these tractors were taken from communities, and it was a community tractors, not what people might think. So it is prudent for Commission to take note of that one, and it will add value to their plan for this agricultural mechanization. So it is important that it is discussed at the level of cabinet, so that the ministers that have direct connection with the Commission can engage them and relay the message to them, and also remind them that they are quasi-body, that they cannot make certain decisions devoid of the executive branch of the government.
So did the minister responsible for justice, did he weigh in on this issue?
That is the time he has to listen to the raw materials from cabinet level, that every minister here had raised their concerns while taking tractors from communities. That is clearly stated here. So minister's point here is to see how he can relay that message from cabinet floor when we convey the conclusions, the extract, to MOJ through the Solicitor General and Legal Secretary, so that it's not ministers that you write to. Cabinet conclusions are sent to permanent secretaries. So those ones will now, they are the chief technicians in the ministry to advise the minister on the matter that they received from Cabinet Office.
Okay, and from this conclusion, let's get one thing on record.
Okay, all right.
From this conclusion, you decipher that it was a directive.
Yes, directives from the Cabinet level.
Yes, that should go to the Commission.
And Commission should also be reminded, based on the last line, that the Commission is quasi-decision-making body, so not having the full autonomy.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. So from that's precisely what I wanted from your understanding.
Thank you.
Cabinet saw it that the Commission was overstepping its bounds.
Exactly.
And Cabinet thought it to remind the Commission that
Need to remind them.
you cannot overstep your bounds on this. But why was that the case for only the tractors? What about the cattle? Then why did
I have
Cabinet
no
see?
idea about the cattle issue. This is what was discussed. Cattle,
Fair
the
enough.
livestock thing has never come to Cabinet.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yes.
Let's go to the second conclusion.
Okay.
Let's do the same thing and read it.
Action of the tractors by the Ghana Commission, previous reference CP 18, 8 meeting, conclusion 12, that is linking to the first one. Cabinet has approved the request of the Minister Das for 3 tractors to be given to the Faculty of Agriculture at the University of the Gambia, or UTG. Das has registered his discontentment about the seizure and sales of the tractors in Das and has ordered that the tractors in Das be transferred to Das as replacement. Cabinet has informed that the Ghana Commission will wrap up its activities very soon and the tractors would be handed over to the Ministry Das. Thank you.
Okay, so the plan for the issues of the tractors, even though it was before the Commission, was pre-arranged already by Cabinet. Cabinet knew exactly what it wanted to do with the tractors.
Yes.
And it just needed to communicate that to the Commission, and the Commission apply Cabinet's decision.
Exactly.
So in effect, what the Commission thought was in their realm was administered for them by Cabinet. And then they were just supposed to effect Cabinet's decisions.
Yes.
That you can confirm that's the understanding from these two.
So that they don't dispose of all the tractors, because it is meant for mechanization of agriculture in the country.
Yes, but the first conclusion also raises the issue of the legality of the sale of the tractors.
That's the last line where we stated that the Commission is quasi-decision-making body, that they don't have the full autonomy to dispose the assets that they are finding.
Before that, I would read for you the portion that says, the Cabinet has contested that the Ghana Commission does not have the legal mandate to dispose of properties and other assets currently before the Commission.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
It is expressed that Cabinet felt that the Commission did not have the legal authority
Mandate.
to sell any of the assets.
That is what we have in the summary. The Commission is quasi-decision-making body. It's in line with what you have just read.
So that is your understanding of it?
Yes.
That because the Commission is a quasi-decision-making body, it cannot act to sell?
Unilaterally.
Okay, and was this was the understanding of Cabinet as a whole? And when I say Cabinet as a whole, inclusive of the Minister of Justice?
You are right. It's inclusive. It's not outside.
And that is how the instructions were relayed
by extract of the conclusions.
By
sending extract of the Cabinet meeting when it is confirmed in the next Cabinet.
Yes.
That is how we communicate in Cabinet.
Okay. So let's go back rather to that phone call between you and Mr. Kurang through SG's phone. Take it from there.
The former executive secretary.
The former secretary, yes.
Yes.
Your call to him.
Yes.
Once SG had
instructed me.
Had instructed you in his office.
Yes.
Take it from there. What happened?
Yes, when he instructed me, then I picked the phone. I called him. We cannot reach him persistently. We tried him severally. Then there, based on the urgency of the assignment, he asked me to go to MSA, that is Kotu workshop.
Just to be clear, you did not reach him on the phone?
No, we cannot reach him on the phone.
You could not reach him on the phone? Okay.
He was here, he can attest to that. We couldn't reach him on the phone.
I understand, yes.
Okay.
So go on.
So when we cannot reach him on the phone, then the SG then, that's my superior, asked me to go and meet him in person to pass the message to him at MSC Management Service at Kotu. Then when I arrived there, I don't even know Mr. Kurang in person. In those days, I know to be managing the girl of tutors, but that's not my line of education. I did not go to those places. So what happened? My orderly then had to, call the man when we get to the Kotu workshop that SC is around. He want to speak to you. And then he came closer. I also moved. I told him my superior SG asked me to inform you to halt, like he mentioned during his testimony here, to stop. What he told me is that I have not taken verbal instruction. So there I left the venue. I went back to the office and informed the Secretary General what we had discussed at MSA or Kotu workshop.
Okay, that is your account. Just to summarize, your account is that you were summoned to your superior's office, the Secretary General.
Yes.
He gave you instructions to call Mr. Kurang. You called Mr. Kurang through his phone,
the secretary.
The secretary's phone, and you still could not reach him. He was unreachable.
That's why I went to the
At that point, you were instructed to go to the site.
To meet him in person and relay the message from SG.
Indeed. We know it's from SG.
Okay.
All right, so you then embarked on the journey to go to MSA, Kotu workshop, and you then relayed the information, yet Mr. Kurang desisted the information.
It should not be verbal communication.
Yes,
he did not act on verbal communication.
He reminded you that he would not act on.
I returned to office.
Okay. There was no confrontation.
No. We are all civil.
Okay, that's good. If I may ask the Secretariat to afford the witness with RS 67, and for the committee to take note, RS 67. So just in the meantime, while the Secretariat provides you with the document I've asked them to furnish you with, of course, we know that today is your day to give us evidence and enlighten us and put us through and teach us about what happened in these respective times. However, you have narrated a scenario, and the same has been put to the committee and to the commission while it was during its pendency by the said secretary, Mr. Alhaji Mamadi Kurang. And since he is not here to respond to your take on your interaction, perhaps we can use his records, his previous records about the account of that day as a guide. Now, I would ask you to do me the courtesy of reading, but I would ask you to go to page 3 of that exhibit.
Page 3 should be page 3.
You're currently on page 1. Page 1 is where you have the heading, correct?
That's 67, RS 67.
Yes, now that's page 1. You turn, the next page will be page 2. and the one after that will be page 3. Look at page 3, the last paragraph.
Page 3.
Are you at page 3? You will see the numbering is on the far left of the document.
It's page 3 now.
Okay, look at the last
paragraph.
Let's read that paragraph together. It flows on to page 4. So it will be the entire last paragraph of page 3 and the first paragraph of page 4. Read the entire thing. Let's read it slowly, and so that we can get the secretary's account vis-a-vis yours.
About 1 hour later, again, while depositing money in the commission account at CBG, before proceeding to the auction, I received a call, and the caller claimed to be calling from the office of the president.
If you can push the mic to you a bit, but you can push the nozzle down a bit.
When I asked the caller to identify himself, he asked me to hold on while he passed his phone to another gentleman. Yes.
Please push the mic down a bit, so that, because you'll be facing the book, so push the mic down as much as possible. Okay.
The next time on
please start again. My apologies.
Okay. About 1 hour later, again, while depositing money in the commission account at the central bank, before proceeding to the auction, I received a call, and the caller claimed to be calling from the office of the Secretary General, President's office. When I asked the caller to identify himself, he asked me to hold on while he passed the phone to another gentleman. The next man on the phone identified himself as Mr. Ceesay, Secretary to the Cabinet. Mr. Ceesay started by asking me where I was at the moment, and I told him not to worry about my location, but to just go ahead and tell me what I can do for him. Mr. Ceesay then told me on the phone that he is calling me to inform me that the auction sales of the tractors is suspended by executive order. I asked Mr. Ceesay who gave the executive order, and he told me he is only giving me instructions. I then told Mr. Ceesay that I don't take verbal orders or instructions or verbal executive orders. And secondly, even if I do, I will take instruction only from the chairman of the commission and not from him. I advise Mr. Ceesay to write to the chairman of the commission, who will contact me. Okay?
All right, so you've read it. I would ask that you look at it briefly before I go and ask my questions, because I understand that you were reading. So you can just look at that the 2 paragraphs you've read before I go on to ask my question.
All right, you can go ahead.
All right. From the records or the recollection of Mr. Alhaji Mamadi Kurang, he states emphatically that you actually did reach him on the phone. And in fact, he states that it was the Secretary General or somebody from his office who initially called him. Now, in your testimony today, you sort of confirmed that by the fact that you said you made the phone call from the Secretary General's phone. So it's correct that Kurang was called by somebody from the Secretary General's office. Now I need to clarify this part, or rather I need you to clarify this part. Did you reach Mr. Kurang?
Yes, it was reached at one time, but when he don't comply to the instruction, that was the time I was ordered by the Secretary General to meet him in person.
Well, this is not what you told the committee just a few moments ago.
No, we were trying him, Mr. Counsel.
Yes, go on.
Persistently, we couldn't reach him until another time when the Secretary General got him and then passed the phone.
When you say another time, you mean another day or the same day?
Within the same moment.
Okay.
When he got him, he told him I'm at the CBG depositing the money. And then we asked him, can we meet you in person to pass the instruction to you? Okay.
So indeed there was a phone call and you got through to him?
Yes.
Yes, but this is not what you told this committee.
Now the earlier version I stated that we try him first. When we cannot reach him, then SG called him again and then he got him on the phone.
Is that what you told the committee?
Yes, the message. No, that is not the statement I gave. Until now, I made that recollection that indeed we are able to reach him on the phone later on.
Okay, so we should abandon your earlier testimony. So indeed you got him on the phone.
Yes, but he remained defiant. That is why I was instructed.
So he spoke to the Secretary General first?
Yes, and then passed the phone to me.
And the Secretary General is the one who asked him where he was, or were you the one who asked him where he was?
The conversation, the prolonged one was between me and the then Secretary.
And who was the Secretary General at the time?
Mr. Drame Habib.
Mr. Habib Drame. And Mr. Habib Drame called Mr. Kurang on his phone and then passed the phone to you?
To pass the instruction.
To pass the instructions?
Yes.
Okay. I find that a bit strange, even though he's your superior. Why the need to pass the phone to you? I mean, he called him from his phone. The instructions are very simple. Stop the sales. Why couldn't he do it himself?
Sometimes certain things will look strange to you, but within public administration setting, it's SG who have the mandate to assign whoever. He can make calls.
I understand that he can assign you anything.
Okay.
That I'm not even, I'm not querying the fact that you were assigned.
I understand your point that it looks strange to you because you are not within the setting.
Which setting?
The public administration at the office of
which office? Okay, good that you qualified.
Yes, qualified for you for that.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
Because from where I sit, I believe I am in public office. But you have been painting the office of the president as this mystical place that only operates strangely away from the general civil service. And with all due respect to you, I would like to believe that this is not the case, because the office of the president has the same scale prescribed by PMO, the same offices. There are no strange designations. I mean, there are designations like the chief of staff that are only akin to office of the president all around, but generally all the other portfolios remain the same. Now, why the communication channels should be different and the culture, the public service culture should be different in the president's office, it beats me.
Counsel?
But because, before you come in, because the Secretary General is the head of the civil service.
Thank you.
So he sets the pace. So whatever is done at his office is done in other public offices, because he is the trendsetter. He sets the trend for how public service should operate. So I would not take it from your evidence that the office of the president is this strange mystical place that operates in a different manner that other offices operate. They are all public offices. Now, my question is not asking what authority the SG has to assign you. That is understood. We understand that the SG can assign you any task within your TOR, of course. My question is, it is a bit strange to me that I would call somebody on my phone, begin to engage them, and then pass my phone to somebody else to give them information that I have instructed that person to give them on my phone. I'm just thinking in the moment, so please just iron out those details for me.
For the settings, I'm telling you, Mr. Counsel, That can happen severally because, like I said, you can assign me to set up a task force. And when you set up these things and other assignments like this particular case, SB can use his phone to call and then ask me to pass the instruction because the detailed instructions are given to me to relate to the individual concerned. So it may sound strange to you, but if you are within the setting, you know the local content, then it remains normal to you.
What was the local content?
That you are privy to the situation at the time.
Okay.
But an outsider may not get the equation right.
I will leave that hanging. My question has not been answered, but it's not so critical. We can move on.
Thank you.
But I would like to conclude, from my perspective, Honorable Chair, that whole affair was a bit strange. The committee can do with it what it may.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Ceesay, the next paragraph, let's just read it halfway. Let's not read the whole one.
Which page?
The same page 4.
Page 4, okay.
Yes, the next paragraph.
I left the central bank and...
Please push the mic close to you so that these things are to be on record. All right.
I left the central bank and headed for the Kotu workshop to continue my day schedule. When I arrived at the Kotu workshop, Mr. Ceesay was there waiting for me. Again, he told me he had come to convey the executive order to me to stop the auction sales. Again, I told Mr. Ceesay that I do not take verbal orders, and I only take my orders only from the chairman of the commission. When he left in his car to go, I was told by members of the public present at the workshop that Mr. Ceesay had attempted to disperse the crowd of interested buyers, saying that the sales was cancelled. Luckily for the New Gambia, the public stood their ground to hear from the commission. I did not even inform anyone. I just speak to Mr. Kuram at the time, and I have no issue with any buyer there to tell them either to stay or to disperse. That was not my responsibility.
That's fine.
Yes.
It's good that you preempted my question.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that your student will ask the teacher a question.
Okay.
But from your recollection, from your narration, what happened was, your initial narration was that you drove to Kotu
Workshop.
You remained in your car.
Yes.
You sent your orderly.
No, only to identify. I dropped from the car.
Okay.
Just only to identify Mr. Kuram for me because I don't know him.
And the orderly found Mr. Kuram?
Yes.
Okay.
At the time they were taking the oaths, I was PS.
All right. The reason I asked this question is from Mr. Kuram's recollection, he actually found you there.
Yes, I was with him.
And before he went in.
I don't know him, that's why I was.
I understand, I understand. But the fact is that you're saying you found him there and he's saying he found you there. Which one is it?
I asked my orderly to look for Mr. Kurang among the crowd because I don't know the gentleman at the time. So he returned to me and said, that's the man standing there. Then I moved towards him to convey the message to him.
Okay.
I don't know him.
All right.
Yes.
But eventually you became privy to the document that we are reading.
Yes, for this one.
You have seen it before?
I have not seen this one before.
This is the first time you're seeing it?
Yes, from his testimony.
Okay. So what happened after that? He said he would not take verbal instructions, and then?
I returned to the superior SG to convey the message from Mr. Kurang, my conversation with Mr. Kurang.
Great.
Or my engagement with him at MSA.
Okay.
Maintenance Service Agency or Code Workshop.
And what did you tell him, and what did he tell you?
The same as narrated here, that he will not take verbal executive orders.
And then what happened after that?
There, I was called by SG, like the letter you see, that he has to be terminated. That is the decision from the top. I have no other point to do with that one.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
That after I convey the message to the Secretary General, the next line of action was to terminate his service.
Okay.
Seemingly what they consider as not within the decorum of office.
Okay, because now, of course, before the break, you explained that OP, at least, is like a military setting where your commander instructs you and
everything is urgent.
You heed to your
because
commander.
You are dealing with the #1 gentleman of the land, so everything is urgent.
All right, and because the #1 gentleman asks you to do F, F is done.
From there, you get the instruction from SG, and then as civil servant, you have to go by that. Based on the PSC regulation, public service regulations.
Okay.
Yes.
You know,
you don't reinvent the wheel when you are in the civil service. Even the letter format, it takes the same format throughout. Cabinet conclusions in the 70s is the same we adopt until I'm out of the office.
Yes, but following instructions has nothing to do with reinventing the wheel. It has everything to do with your instructions. It has everything to do with the public service rules, as you have mentioned. But I can assure you that the public service rules don't say that you have to heed to every single instruction of your superior. But it's clear from before the break that on that issue, we don't agree, my teacher. Your student doesn't agree with you, that you follow every single thing that your superior tells you.
No,
that is strange to me.
I wish.
But fine, that's fine. I will allow you to, at the end, you will have enough time to speak, but you can jot it down. But if it's something short, you can go ahead.
No, I just want to appeal to you to understand public administration is a system that operates within the bigger society, and what happens in the society also transition into public administration. So within the environment where the public administration operates also has an influence on the way the staff of the public administration works.
That's fine. That's fine.
That is what we call the NPM. That is the New Public Administration Management.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fine. So, but when it comes down to it, your modus operandi was a yes sir approach.
Exactly.
Any instruction, yes sir. And that was the norm. And if anybody defied that norm, that would be strange.
You are seen as impolite.
Impolite. So Mr. Kurang,
and you can be punished for that.
Mr. Kurang was seen as impolite because he defied the norm.
At the time.
And he was punished for it.
At the time.
And he was punished for it, wasn't he?
Yes.
He was punished for it, for defying the norm. Okay. Let's look at Honorable, the Secretary could show the witness SC 42, 43, and 40.
Sorry, Secretary.
Yes, but I have copies here if you wish for expediency. The witness could just peruse these documents.
Okay.
Secretariat, could I get the documents back? Secretary, please show the witness SC 44 as well. And for SC 44, I would wish that we go through it together on record and read it.
Okay.
And then we'll get back to what you had seen earlier.
Can I start?
Please do.
All right.
What's the date of the letter?
It's dated on the 3rd July 2018.
Who is the author of the letter?
Ilo Jallo for Secretary General.
And who is the letter addressed to?
It's addressed to the chair of the commission.
Please read the caption and then go and read on the body.
Reference is here made, auctioning of ex-President Gammes tractors. With reference to your letter dated 2nd July 2018, copied to this office, on the subject caption above, I have the honor to bring to the attention of the commission that it was a cabinet decision in the meeting held on Thursday, 21st June 2018, to grant the indulgence of the Commission of Inquiry to suspend the auctioning of the former president's tractors by the Commission, given the concerns raised by the DAS Ministry that said tractors will benefit the farming communities across the country. In the same vein, we wish to express disappointment and disquiet that the DAS Secretary to the Commission would make unwarranted insinuations that the DAS and Head of Civil Service is in cohort with the lead counsel of the Commission to interfere in the proceedings of the Commission. Thus, the Secretary to the Commission is hereby urged to immediately retract such gratuities and allegations to avoid undesirable consequences. We kindly solicit your understanding and cooperation. Signed, Ilo Jallo for Secretary General. Copy to Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Solicitor General and Legal Secretary, Commissioners, the Ghana Commission of Inquiry.
All right, Secretariat, if I could get my document back. Okay, so that letter confirms what you stated, that the Secretary was dismissed because of his defiance of the executive directives.
And I also mentioned in our yesterday's conversation that Secretary General can assign any other staff at the level of Permanent Secretary or Deputy Permanent Secretary. And at this moment, this gentleman was a Deputy Permanent Secretary, Mr. Ilo Jallo, was at the office of the President at the time. Currently is the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Welfare.
That's great for Mr. Jallo. Congratulations to him.
Thank you. He was also my Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet.
Okay, then congratulations to both of you.
Okay.
What I'm more interested in is the letter, the content of the letter, which you confirmed that the Secretary to the Commission was dismissed after defying executive orders. And that dismissal came 7 days after this letter. However, this letter leaves some room, even though it threatens the Secretary in a way, it leaves some room for him to apologize and still retain his position. Is that the case?
It's possible to
retract. You read the letter.
Yes.
Is it possible?
Yes, it's possible for him. He was given time to retract the statement.
So that what you confirm that's what the mind of
the interval can provide him that opportunity to retract this statement.
So I wish to
comply.
That's fine.
Yes.
Let's marry that with a statement of yours yesterday. In one breath, you contend that the commission was an independent commission, and State House saw it to be an independent commission.
Yes.
In another breath, State House gives its or let me perhaps say the Office of the President gives its directives to the Commission and gives it an ultimatum. And when the Secretary refuses to heed to the directives of State House, there are consequences. If that is not interference, Mr. Ceesay, what is?
What you read the last line of the conclusion number 1, where it is stated that the commission is a quasi-decision-making body. And so the executive, knowing what the commission was doing, like you stated, they had overstepped their boundaries. So there was need for correction of their actions. But that does not affect the independence of the commission, as I understand.
As you understand?
Yes, but you also qualified further that they had overstepped their boundaries. And that line, the last line of the conclusion, number 1, qualified that the commission is indeed a quasi-decision-making body.
Okay.
Yes.
That determination that I don't contend, I agree that the commission was a quasi-decision-making.
Thank you.
However, that determination was made in cabinet. The commission was not there.
Yes.
The so-called independent body was not present in cabinet.
But extract was sent to them.
An extract was sent to the minister.
To the Minister of Justice.
To communicate to them.
To them.
Right?
Is the linkage.
But the extract that is that was sent to them is in definitive terms. It is giving an order. It's not asking for a request or telling them that we think that you might be overstepping your bounds. It is an order saying stop this. The commission in itself had determined that it had the jurisdiction or the authority to sell. And it went ahead and made those orders to sell. Correct?
Mr. Counsel?
Is that correct?
They have to...
Is that correct first?
No, they have to confirm. Let me add a little point there.
Go on.
They also need to consult the Minister of Justice what to sell and at what time as they are doing their findings.
That's what cabinet understands?
That is, if you look at the last line, they don't have the legal authority to dispose the items that they are finding at the moment because it was inconclusive.
So I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, but
okay.
Was that the understanding of cabinet?
Yes.
That at every step of the way, when it comes to assets, before they are dealt with in a manner as to dispose of them, even if it's for preservation, the commission has to seek approval from the government first.
For the case of the machinery, a particular minister made a request and another one said these tractors are taken from communities. It may be their CAFOs that contributed to buy the tractors.
Yeah, but you see, my issue here is that there are 3 uncoordinated explanations. When you're asked why was this halted, there's one explanation that
it's not to exhaust the tractors. At least it has already started. The sales of tractors or the auction has already started. So when it comes to the notice of the members of cabinet, they now requested this process be stopped. And the intention was to use it for mechanization of agriculture.
The intention is pure.
Thank you.
We are talking about the process here. Forget about the intention. And the committee will not be swayed about the intention. We're talking about protocol.
Okay.
What protocol was taken. And in one breath, it is because the commission didn't have the authority. In another breath, it's because a minister asked and cabinet approved.
Yes,
But when it comes down to it all, the issue here is that cabinet forced down the commission's throat a decision. And that decision, there was no room left by cabinet. Cabinet gave an ultimatum that this is either effected or there will be consequences. Isn't that true?
Yes.
And once the secretary, as he should have, defied verbal instructions, which I commend him for, when he defied that, cabinet indeed took its stance and dismissed him.
No, cabinet did not dismiss him like that. You've sent a letter to me that I read that was sent to the secretary.
My apologies.
Okay.
Cabinet decided to tell him that you either apologize or you're gone, which I find to be a threat.
That is a quick retraction.
A threat, I find it to be.
No, it's not a threat.
It's not a threat. No. It's an ultimatum.
Ultimatum is not a threat. It's for you to address the wrongs that have been committed.
You said an ultimatum is not a threat.
I don't understand that it is a threat.
You don't understand it to be a threat.
Yes.
Well, I do. I've been told that I either do A or suffer consequences
of B.
For all intents and purposes, I take it to be a threat. Let me read that last portion.
Sorry, Mr. Counsel, before you go to the last portion,
please.
I also want to help you. In this cabinet conclusion, there are two issues that were raised by two different ministers. The other one was talking about whether the tertiary and higher education institutions can benefit from tractors. The other minister is talking about these tractors were extracted or taken from the communities. If not given back to them, then why not we set up a management committee to oversee the use of these tractors?
Okay, I understand that. Okay, and like I said, that intention was pure.
Thank you.
It was a good intention.
All right.
But we're not talking about the intention here.
Okay.
I'll take you back, and I would suggest, perhaps, if that's the position of the government, and as I commended Mr. Kurang for his stance, I would equally advise that perhaps the government should have applied to the commission, because a lot of people through their lawyers were applying to the commission to communicate to the commission. Because there were public hearings, the government should have heeded to that and applied to the commission formally and be heard. I'm pretty sure that the commissioners would have seen the light that the government was looking at. But the approach the government took was to strong arm the commission, and that is what we wish to highlight in the committee. I will go ahead and read. I will go on and read the paragraph that is in contention in the letter dated the 3rd of July 2018, addressed to the chairperson from the Secretary General.
All right.
That paragraph reads, as you read it before, but I wish to stress and reiterate. In the same vein, we wish to express disappointment and disquiet that the Secretary to the Commission would make unwarranted insinuations that the Honorable Secretary General and Head of Civil Service is in cohort with the lead counsel of the Commission to interfere in the proceedings of the Commission. Thus, the Secretary to the Commission is hereby urged to immediately retract such gratuitous allegations or to avoid undesirable consequences. Mr. Ceesay, if that is not a threat, I don't know what is.
But the earlier versions, the content of the letter, that I suggest the then Secretary should not link the lead counsel to the Secretary General. These are two independent people and they have different offices. So that is not professional.
Okay.
Yes.
After you left Kotu, what did you do? When you left Kotu, you reported to Secretary General, and the Secretary General informed you that you would be dismissing Mr. Kurang.
He said he will write a letter. That is the letter authored by Ilo Jallo at the time as DPS, signed for Secretary General. As you mentioned, there was an interval.
Yes, but then the communication that he would be dismissed was given to you on that same day that you came back from MSC.
No, SG was not happy that still now Mamadi is defiant. So until another moment when he called me, that is the line of action.
Mr. Ceesay, do you know that you are giving contrary statements in your testimony today?
No, it's not contrary.
It is contrary, and we have.
Yes, because what I have stated, I will agree to it.
Okay.
For the
what you initially stated was
of
that.
Time.
What you initially stated was that when you got back, you reported to the SG,
yes,
and the SG was not happy, and he directed that the secretary should be dismissed.
That is his intention at the time.
That is on that same day, the 26th of June,
yes, that
2018.
Be dismissed because of the defiance.
So before the letter of the 3rd of July, the SG had it in mind to dismiss Mr. Alhaji Mamadi Kurang because of the interaction you had with Mr. Mamadi Kurang.
At the site.
Correct? So the issue of him suggesting that lead counsel and the Secretary General were in cohorts did not arise at that time.
There is no need to link the two, although they may have other relations, but this is professional bodies.
What other relations?
They might be related in other way around, that they are family members.
Are they?
That is true. I'm under oath. You know,
What
Mr. Drame
is
is the brother to lead counsel.
The biological brother to lead counsel?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so the point was that before this letter was issued, the letter of the 23rd, it was already in the mind of the Secretary General to dismiss Mr. Kurang from your testimony.
His actions.
Because of his actions.
Yes.
Now, let's analyze those actions as an administrator. In what position do you currently hold?
I'm ambassador.
You are ambassador. If you were called up as ambassador by the Minister of Justice and given direction,
it's not the same line.
It's not the same line.
I'm under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Exactly. Mr. Kurang was under the chairperson of the commission. He was not under you.
No, but remember, presidency is the highest level. All these ministries are dedicated responsibility from the president. So that is the point.
So your view is that the president could impose himself at any time on the commission.
Whatever any minister is doing, it is a delegated responsibility from the president.
So what did the president...
example you are talking about, ambassador responding to foreign minister, or rather to Minister of Justice, is incorrect. That's not our reporting line. The president is the one who assigned you, Mr. Lamin Diba, to be the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
I mean?
Yes, and you can report to him. But as ambassador, I don't report to Minister of Justice. That is incorrect.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's
certainly.
the equation I want to balance for you.
No, the equation is appropriate. It is not your reporting line.
What do you...
Can I come in? Can I come in, Mr. Ceesay? It is not your reporting line. It is out of your reporting line. And it would be very strange for you to... Let me finish. It would be very strange for you to heed to those instructions because it's out of your reporting line. Same, Mr. Kurang stood to his principles because it is outside his reporting line. He asked that a letter be sent to the appropriate person, and that person, if that person instructs him, then he would heed to that, but he could not heed to your instructions. The scenarios are exactly the same.
Mr. Diba,
yes, sir.
The example you are bringing is incompatible, cannot resolve this matter. This is presidency.
Is it because it's the president?
Exactly.
That's
That is why I say ministers are the direct representative of president in various sectors. You learn about your understanding about public administration 100 level. That this is what we call bureaucracy. You know, in the 1700s, that president or the kings cannot know everything. That's why they appointed wise men.
And because of bureaucracy,
on laws.
Bureaucracy, Mr. Ceesay, I'm glad you mentioned bureaucracy.
That's it.
Because bureaucracy has layers to it. You report to Pate, as Pate reports to Lamin, and Lamin reports to Juf. But Juf doesn't go to you directly. You understand? There are layers because it's a bureaucratic system. There are protocols. And the protocol was that from the level of the government, at least, even though I find that strange, communicate to the Minister of Justice, and the Minister of Justice will put the point across to the Commission. Or, bureaucracy again, communicate to the Minister of Justice, and the Minister of Justice will make an application to the Commission. Bureaucracy again means that you cannot jump from the highest office. In fact, I find it demeaning to yourself, Mr. Ceesay, that from the highest office, you would jump to a commission to interfere with its activity.
Mr. Diva?
Yes, please.
I wanted to settle on this matter for you for a sense of time. And then this
I
is
thought you were on vacation. You have nowhere to be.
this is something I don't want us to be in vicious cycle, and I want to break the chain.
Okay, please break the chain.
Yes, to help you understand.
Help me,
Matters
sir.
dealing with the chief executive of the land is not treated anyhow. Because you always mention this word, it looks strange. For any bystanders, it will look strange. But when you are within, you know how we operate. It's a different game altogether.
So are we saying that the chief executive officer is beyond reach, is somebody whose instructions must be heeded to, no matter what the instructions are? Is that what you're saying?
Do you understand the Maslow theory of the hierarchy?
It was a long time when I interacted with that. I think I can only remember the need.
General management 100 level.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Teacher, go on. You have the floor. What about it?
At the top there of the pyramid, how is it there?
It's very slim.
Is it flat?
It's very slim. It's very pointy.
So that is it.
So that means
at
that
the base is flat.
It's flat, yes.
Okay, that is where you pass instruction. But at the top, that's where the president sits.
And whatever the president says, his wish is your command.
Exactly. That's why you are secretary.
Okay. I would contend with that and tell you that's not why you are secretary, and I can see why all these mishappenings happened in your time. If that is the mentality that you will take. Because the president is indeed not out of reach. But you have mentioned the separation of powers, and the president's power cannot be explosive. It must be guided. But fine. I don't think you have broken the chain, because I still contend. However, we can move on from that point. You then wrote a letter, or rather the office of the president wrote a letter to the chairperson of the commission, correct? And that's what I showed you as the letter of the 26th of June. The same day you had an interaction with Mr. Kura.
Okay.
Is that true? And this is what the letter says, if I may read, Honorable Chair. It's a letter dated the 26th of June, 2018. It's authored by one Luis Moses Mendy for the Secretary General, and it's addressed to the chairperson of the Commission of Inquiry. It's captioned, Auctioning of Ex-President Jammeh's Tractors. And it reads, I write to convey to you the decision of the scheduled auctioning of the former president's tractors to be suspended until further notice. We would be grateful if this is treated with urgency. Thank you for your usual cooperation. That is a letter that State House had issued, correct? And you can observe that that letter is in definitive. You want to say something?
No.
That you can observe that that letter was in definitive terms, correct?
In what way?
It is definitive to say that it's very authoritative.
Yes.
Do this.
Yes, to stop the...
As a matter of urgency.
Urgency, yes.
Okay. The chairperson of the commission then responded on the following day, correct?
All right.
And his response was that prior to receipt of the said letter, we had instructed our secretary on the field to suspend the auctioning of the ex-president's tractors until further notice on the basis of a phone call, reasoned request by the Secretary General, which chimed with our thinking. We do not believe that the Secretary General asked you to convey to us the decision for the scheduled auctioning to be suspended, and that is in quotation. Because he is aware that as an independent commission, our decision is ours until changed by rational factors. So how do you reconcile that with your narration of is it the Maslow theory?
Yeah, at the hierarchy level.
The hierarchy theory, yes. How do you reconcile that? The commission themselves...
The commission also have...
Let me learn.
Okay.
The commission themselves are telling you that they are independent, and you ought not to change their mind on any issue.
But can you refer to the conclusion of the cabinet number 1 that indicates it's a quasi decision-making body? So
yes.
it will be contradicting.
The disconnect here, Mr. Ceesay, is that in your mind, cabinet is the maker and the breaker of all.
It's the highest decision-making body.
Cabinet is the alpha and omega of all, in your mind. And in my mind, yes, cabinet is very powerful, but cabinet used the provisions of the Constitution, which I believe is the alpha and omega, the Constitution, inherently the Gambian people. Cabinet used the Constitution to set up an institution that, for all intents and purposes, should be independent, for it to investigate and report back to it. And perhaps it's not even cabinet. The president appointed this commission to investigate and report back to him.
Exactly.
And in the process of investigation, the president is channeling the activities. Do this, don't do this, do that. Don't you find that not to be strange?
For you, Mr. Deva, we've repeated the word strange. When you are not within the contextual framework, things that happen at the office of the president, if you know about it at times, you feel it's strange. But president have that mandate as the president of the Republic of the Gambia. He has that social contract between the electors and the president, and it's going back to the people. So, like ministers already mentioned, a minister of a particular sector in the conclusion mentioned that these tractors were taken from communities, and they are not happy that their tractors or their companies or CAFO's tractors are taken from them, because when they were going nationwide, they might believe that anything labeled tractor belongs to the former president. So they keep on collecting from everywhere. And even later, like you mentioned here, some had made, requests, or they had written to the commission that a tractor collected from village Y is indeed my tractor. And you are asked by the commission to produce your documents. Once you produce it, they return the tractor to you. So
I don't believe I mentioned that, but it's in the document.
No, you said people make, contestation of the outcome of the commission. Maybe the land is seized from them or whatever is seized from them.
What I said was people approached the commission, because the people understood that the commission is independent.
Yes.
And if there were any misunderstandings or mistakes that the commission had incurred in its activity, the appropriate thing to do for those people, and likewise for the government and cabinet, is to engage the commission. Exactly. Now, the commission had a manner in which you could approach them, and you could approach them and make applications publicly. You'll be heard publicly, and the decision will be determined publicly. But in this case, it is strange because cabinet made the decision outside of the committee's confines and imposed its own decision on the commission. No matter what the rationale is, I am contending that that is wrong.
Okay, if that is your submission, let's go by that.
And further to my submission, even though that is one of the most crystal instances where we could see interference.
Hold on.
Yes, hello.
Can we take at least 10 minutes break and come back before you delve into the other issue, if it is not connected? Or is it a new issue?
It's fine. We can take a break of 10 minutes.
Okay. Meeting adjourned, 10 minutes.
Thank you.
All right, I would gently remind you that you're still under oath.
Thank you.
And take us back to yesterday's testimony. You had mentioned that your only interaction with issues to deal with the commission was this interaction that we just spoke of. Do you remember having any other interaction with the Janneh Commission or its work?
This is the one I'm aware of. That is, I had that interaction with the executive secretary.
Okay, so let's skip to the submission of the report by the commission. What role did you play, if any, upon submission of the report?
A report of the Janneh Commission?
Of the commission, yes.
Thereafter, they developed the white paper. When the white paper is developed by the Ministry of Justice, it is presented at the cabinet. And this is a legal document. On the day, like I mentioned yesterday, it is restricted. The distribution is restricted. And I have to declare in the cabinet whether there is any cabinet minister who is affected by this white paper or by the Janneh Commission. And it happens that Minister X then of Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs had to leave the cabinet at the time, not to attend because was adversely mentioned at the Janneh Commission.
So after the report was submitted by the commission, the Ministry of Justice then would come with a cabinet paper.
No, not cabinet paper, white paper.
Yes, but my understanding is that the white paper is the product of cabinet.
No, white paper is developed by the Ministry of Justice. This is legal document based on this, because it's about 9 volumes of the Janneh Commission.
No, I understand that, but let's take it step by step. And I want you to wear your administrative hat here. The white paper is, what is it generally? What's a white paper?
The white paper is the decision of the cabinet, but this is done in consultation.
I understand. Let's take it step by step.
Okay.
From when it emanated from the Ministry of Justice, it is not fit to be called a white paper at that point.
No, it will come to cabinet.
It's a proposal.
It will come to cabinet.
As a proposal.
The volumes are being summarized. This is what is contained in what we call government white paper, and it is gazetted.
I need us to be clear on something. Is it summary of the reports that you're talking about, or
that is what we call white paper, because we cannot discuss all the 9 volumes in the cabinet. That is why the Ministry of Justice will develop the white paper and present that one at the cabinet. That's the presentation I'm trying to put to you.
So when it's presented, in what format is it? Is it in a cabinet paper format?
The white paper is little bit voluminous, not up to this point.
We have submissions of the white paper.
Okay.
But my question is, how is it laid? Is it laid as a white paper by the Ministry of Justice?
It's a request made by the Ministry of Justice. They will contact the Cabinet Secretary. This particular day, we want to present the white paper. And in this case, I will inform the chairman of the Cabinet to give the go-ahead. That particular day, only white paper will be the agenda discussion for the Cabinet.
Well, I've learned something today, Mr. Teacher.
And
sorry, go ahead.
In the white paper, those who were adversely mentioned is the decision of the Cabinet based on the advice from the Minister of Justice, whether the President can exonerate them or they remain, like the white paper indicates, some people should not work for 10 years or 5 years, depending on the level of, their involvement in the former regime. Thank you, Council.
Okay. So I've actually learned something today, and that is that the white paper emanates from ministries.
Ministry of Justice, they will do the summary of the 9 volumes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So So I would have thought that the ministry would make a proposal which would be dubbed as something else, and once it's agreed upon, that final product would be what would be referred to as the white paper. But nonetheless, thank you.
They'll make summary version and they lay that before the cabinet by the Minister of Justice, who is the legal advisor to the government.
So, you know, you keep mentioning summary. When the minister brings it to cabinet, does cabinet refer to that at that point that he's laying the proposal? Is the reference to that document as a white paper or
as white paper?
As white paper?
Yes, draft white paper. Until cabinet deliberate on it, it becomes the final white paper.
Okay.
Yes, they will make their summary at the ministry level.
So the commission then laid the report, and then several months after, the Ministry of Justice looked at the report
because of
and produced, because it's voluminous, they reduced it into a few.
Yes.
And brought it to...
That will be presented to the cabinet. And
presented it to cabinet. Cabinet debated over it.
Good, and I have to mention a day before cabinet or up to the cabinet meeting, whether just like how boards operate, you serve at the board level. When you are having the board of directors meeting, when you have the agenda, they will pass it around for you to sign to avoid conflict of interest in corporate governance. Okay, in the board charter, whether the topic to be discussed, whether you have an interest in that particular one. So the case of white paper is like that, and any other issue. Even at the time when we were working on the issue of presidency of Dr. Omar Toure to ECOWAS, the wife then was Secretary General. She has to leave the cabinet because that cannot be discussed in her presence. Yes.
Okay, that's quite good.
That is to avoid conflict of interest in corporate governance.
So the members of cabinet are required to disclose their respective interests.
Exactly. And one of them then, ex-Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, did not attend the meeting.
Okay, because of such conflict. Because it was lastly mentioned.
Exactly.
Okay, so after that meeting, what were the conclusions?
The Minister of Justice will take note of that. This is legal matter. Cabinet Secretary preside over certain meetings, but you don't take note because the sensitivity of the matter.
So on this day you do not take note?
Just like the CRC review of the draft constitution. I only read out section 135, and then I will now say, Honorable Minister X of Justice then he will now explain that one when I read the section 137, and then he will explain, and then for the rest of the cabinet, because not all of us have the law background, then they will now understand, and from common sense they can make their contributions. That is how cabinet operates.
And then on each issue there will be conclusions.
Yes.
But those conclusions are not captured by the Secretary.
No, the draft constitution is there, and Minister of Justice then will be making gettings, because Cabinet Secretary is not having law background.
Okay, so for those exercises, the Cabinet Secretary does not take notes?
We only moderate the sessions.
Okay.
And it took us almost 5 days. At one point we stayed until 4 a.m.
That's fine. I'm curious. This has nothing, so to speak, to do with what we're here today for, but I'm just curious. On those instances that the Secretary does not record cabinet minutes.
Because of the background.
Because the minister has the background.
The draft is already with the minister.
Yes, but the minister is taking record and is also the action officer to implement those conclusions, correct?
Any point that is raised by the members of cabinet,
they will be implemented by...
It's gathered by the minister, and they will go and clean up the material,
yes,
the white paper.
My question is, administratively, how would you know that the document is clean? What if the minister misses something? Is there another record you compare it to?
You can always, because he will make a reading again in the next cabinet meeting. We'll make a presentation again, and people will say, no, we mentioned this, not that. We want Mr. X, Y, Z, just like PRRC also.
Yes, but okay, I'll just make a statement. This one has nothing to do with...
No, it's
but
okay.
I believe that's why it's important for the Secretary to Cabinet to still record the conclusions of what transpired, so that the Secretary, as the master or the custodian of records, can also be following.
No, you are right. You are right. But these are legal matters. We do some jottings, but the Minister of Justice is the chief custodian of the laws of the land. So we will be the one to advise. So even there is something missed out, the next session he will read it out, and then we also have our jottings. But doesn't mean all the points that are stated are considered as raw materials.
Okay.
Now he will go back and incorporate that into the main text together with the team, and then do the cleanup and bring the cleaner version to the cabinet.
Okay, so once that was done, the cleaner version was done, and all those issues were consolidated, and the white paper became the actual white paper.
Then government will now take their decision when it is finally gazetted. Yes.
And gazette it. So after the gazettement, did you have any role to play?
No.
You don't recall anything that you did in
No, Secretary to Cabinet role is just to convene cabinet meeting. But what happened after that is at the level of the Minister of Justice and the Chief Executive of the land.
Do you remember signing letters of reprimand directed at individuals who were found to be adversely mentioned by the Commission?
Yes, that is when they are prepared by the Minister of Justice.
Those letters were prepared by the Ministry of Justice.
You can look at the content. That's not Cabinet Secretary's language. You are guided.
Okay. Let me guide you. Let me ask you to guide me on one of those such letters. Please. Just give him this one.
Letter addressed to ex-Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs.
Okay, you don't need to look at it. Let's look at it together. What office do these letters emanate from?
This will come from the Secretary General. I signed for Secretary General.
It's the office of the President, correct?
Yes.
And who signed these documents?
Is the then Secretary to Cabinet on behalf of SG.
Who was the then Secretary to Cabinet?
Myself.
Okay. I thought you said that these letters were legal
Yes, it
issues,
is.
and they should be drafted.
The text is well guided.
Can I land?
Yes.
Did you ever work at the Ministry of Justice?
No.
But you wrote this letter?
No, this is a text that we receive and then we adopt it. That is what we call adaptation.
But you issued this letter?
Yes, letter is issued, but you are guided as to how it should be written.
Yes, but you shouldn't try and escape any form of liability, because this is your signature.
Not to escape. I confirm it's my signature.
It is your signature.
Yes.
And you did it. Who instructed you to do this?
Look at the byline here is the Secretary General and head.
For the
of
record, who asked you to?
The head of civil service, Secretary General and head of civil service.
Were the letters approved by Cabinet?
This is as part of the deliberation we had on the white paper. Those who were adversely mentioned, I stated that earlier. So then the next line of actions from Cabinet is to issue letters to those who were adversely mentioned in the Commission's report.
Yes. So you definitely did have a role to play after the white paper, that is to issue these letters.
Just like how I did other activities. This is directly from the superior's point of view.
From the Secretary General. And who was the Secretary General at that, on the 19th of September 2019?
That is Mr. Habib Darami.
He was still the Secretary General?
No, it changed over time. He became...
at that time?
Yeah, at that time he was the Secretary General.
Okay. Secretary, if I could get those documents back so that we don't misplace. So after the commission had submitted and the white paper was developed, the commission set up a committee, sorry, the cabinet rather, set up a committee, correct?
What committee?
A ministerial committee.
Yes, Ministerial Task Force Committee.
Yes.
Yes.
And that committee was created by cabinet, correct?
Exactly.
Can you explain to this committee how cabinet creates committees, who they report to, the interval of reporting, and what authority those committees have, just in general?
You can have presidential task force and you can have interministerial task force. These are two different points you have in cabinet level. This one was the interministerial task force. You can see ministers were selected based on their relevance. That you can see the Minister of Justice is there, Minister of Tourism and Culture, because of the TDAs, Tourism Development Areas lands were part of the assets that were recovered. And then you have Minister of Lands, then you have Minister of Agriculture, and the office of the President was represented by Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service. So they will decide where to meet.
But then again, the head of the civil service was also part of the...
Yes.
And who was the head of the civil service at the time?
Mohamed B.S. Jallo, the current Vice President.
At that time, was it fused with the role of the Secretary General?
This was 18th of November last year when the SC and SG role were fused.
You know, Mr. Ceesay, one thing I love about you is on some issues, you remember exactly what happened. On other issues, you don't even remember.
But it takes some time. Issues are too much.
That's fine. That's fine. Let's move on. So the ministerial committee,
yes.
How often did they report back to cabinet?
Based on their assignment, because this is a legal matter, they will be guided by the Minister of Justice. It can be given 2 weeks interval to do the assignment, or sometimes 1 month. Based on the
So committees of cabinet, once they are operational, they don't have ad hoc reporting to cabinet. They just wait until they finish their mandate and then...
No, they are not left like that. They are given a specific timeline.
It's only after that timeline lapses that you report back.
Before that, some can finish the assignment, but at least we believe they need to do some findings. Okay? Like in my submission on the 11th, I mentioned the issue of Hippo's attack on rice fields in CRR North. So when Cabinet Subcommittee is set up, including Ministry of Climate Change, Natural Resources, Lands, Ministry of Defense, then they need to identify a place, agriculture, where they can meet to rescue those women rice growers or women farmers.
That's so. Yes. That's fine. I want us to make progress, so
thank you.
We can allow the high table to weigh in as well.
All right. Thank you.
When the committee was set up, how was it set up?
That is what I explained earlier, based on the relevance of this.
I understand the composition.
Good.
What I mean is was it set up by a conclusion of cabinet, or was it a motion, or how was it set up? And was there a TOR for it? How was that developed?
What I remember is the advice from the Minister of Justice at the time. That's what I can remember. But there may be other points.
Who would spell out? Would cabinet then spell out that, you mentioned that cabinet would spell out the timeline, report within 2 weeks. Would cabinet then report, would also outline the powers that they have? Can they sell? Can they allocate? What can the minister, what advise the mandate or TOR of the ministerial committee?
The ministerial committee will make their recommendations and present to the cabinet. So it's the collective decision of the cabinet. Yes.
Okay, I see. So the ministerial committee was basically to
as an advisory body.
Advisory body. They could not dispose of any assets.
No, they will have to identify
and then come back,
make their recommendations and present that to the chair of the committee.
All right. So the ministerial committee also had a committee under it, correct?
Those should be the technicians.
Technical committee.
Yeah,
Was
those
that
are the permanent secretaries.
Exactly. Was that under the ministerial committee, or was it a committee of cabinet as well?
No, the permanent secretaries don't sit in cabinet.
Okay.
They will need to support their superiors, their ministers.
So that it was an offshoot of that the cabinet's committee.
Yes, because ministers may not have that time and then findings or research. So permanent secretaries, they will do the step down of what was discussed at the cabinet, so that their technicians, those are the permanent secretaries, will now, inform their team also, their deputy permanent secretary, director of lands, physical planning, and so on, that we need to look at all these matters, and then this is what we are supposed to do. So their next meeting, the Minister for Lands can now do the presentation, and then this is what will be compiled from the Minister of Lands.
So the understanding is that the technical committee was just to help the ministerial committee, and they report to the ministerial committee.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. It's been a pleasure, Mr. Ceesay.
Thank you.
Chair, I would hand the baton to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Council. Thank you, Mr. Ceesay.
Thank you, VC.
Now it will be the turn of the members of this honorable committee to ask questions for clarifications and the issues. So I would invite honorable members who have questions for clarity.
Yes, thank you very much, Chair, and thank you very much, Council, and His Excellency Ceesay. Now, I just need a quick clarification on the request to stop the sale of tractors from the Office of the President. Was this as a result of public outcry, or was it as a result of, because we have a farming community and most of the tractors were in the our country? Was it as a result of that, or what was the rationale in stopping the sale of tractors? Even though I clearly understand earlier that the commission may have gone very far on their mandate because they're quasi institution. So they may, exactly. So what was the rationale at the time? Was it a lot of pressure from the public, or was it from the cabinet itself, or what was the rationale for them to make the request to stop the sale at the time?
Thank you, Honorable Vice Chair and members. Thank you, Honorable Alagimbo. In response to your statement, this is very straightforward. Is the cries from the public that these tractors, like I mentioned earlier to the council, some of these tractors do not belong to the former president. So they were all collected by the commission then. So individuals can go to the commission and claim if you have your authentic documents. But it was also the concern at the time that cabinet raised the concern that this commission that is having the quasi decision-making body, decision-making, should not dispose the tractors, because Minister X, responsible for agriculture at the time, also stated that at the cabinet, these tractors can be managed. They have their mixed farming centers in all the regions, that they can set up what he then referred to, the minister then referred to as management committee, so that they can be able to manage these tractors, even though they may be considered as assets of the former president, Excellency Jammeh, that the tractors should not all be sold out, because once they are sold out, farmers will not benefit from it. That was my understanding at the time of the cabinet. In case the answer is not enough, I'm still available. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think that's fine.
Thank you very much, Chair. Mr. Ceesay.
Yes, Honorable.
On the 10th of July, 2018, you did sign on behalf of the former Secretary General a letter to Mr. Alaji Kura, who was the Executive Secretary to the Janneh Commission.
Yes, indeed, as I stated based on the directives of the Secretary General, as I had the conversation with the lead counsel, based on the organogram at the office of the President, Cabinet Secretary is under SG. So he gave me the instruction to sign.
So my question is, were you aware of any plans for his immediate replacement?
I'm not aware of that one. Until later, I know that someone is there as Assistant Secretary.
Yes, you know.
In the person of Mrs. Ramatullah Sar.
Yes, the position of the Assistant Secretary is different from that of the Secretary.
It's the lead one.
When it comes to the Secretary, as per the provisions of the Constitution, it is only the President who have the prerogative,
Yes.
the right to appoint a Secretary. So what I want to ask is, during that time, was there any moment that the former Attorney General make an advice for the Executive Secretary to be replaced?
No,
Or a substantive holder to be appointed?
No, that's not to my knowledge. That will be at the level of the former AG and that of the President and SG. We only wait for instruction from SG.
And with regards to Ramatullah Shar, what did you hear about her?
Until this time around, I know there was an Assistant Secretary, because I'm not privy to all the happenings at the Janneh Commission and other TJs, other transitional justice systems.
So it is your submission that as at the time of relieving Mr. Mamadi Kura, there was no immediate replacement for him?
That's my understanding at the time. There was no immediate replacement.
And you can't confirm whether the then Attorney General did make advice for his replacement?
That is what I stated, Honorable, that will be at the level of the Minister and the President when decision was made, and can be communicated at the level of Secretary General and Head of the Civil Service, not Secretary to the Cabinet.
Because what this committee have learned is that Ramatullah Sar was instructed to go.
Yeah, when she made the testimony.
On the authority of the then Attorney General.
Exactly.
And if you look at the letter that was given to Ramatullah Sar, it was not an appointment letter. It was just an instruction, not even directed to her. So we want to know why the position of the Executive Secretary was vacant.
Secretary of the Cabinet is not in position to know that one. That's not my mind.
And you never had any discussions with the Secretary General with regards to that?
No, that is at the level of SG and the AG then. Yes.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Mr. Ceesay, I have a question.
All right.
The question is, after the directive that led to the sacking of the former Secretary of the Commission, Mamadi Kura, and the halting of the sales of the tractors. Do you still stand by your submission that the Commission had no executive interference?
Seemingly, it can be qualified that there has been some interference if others be it outside like that. But in the Cabinet conclusion, as I read here this afternoon, the Commission is a quasi-decision-making body. That should qualify your point, that it is not totally independent. It's a quasi-decision-making body, Honorable Vice Chair.
Okay. So if I go by your answer, for an outsider, it's an interference.
Yes, but within?
Within, it's no interference.
Based on the content here.
Okay, thank you. The committee will take that up. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have. Council, do you have any questions for clarifications?
No, I don't have any questions. I have exhausted my questions.
Before we adjourn, are we sitting tomorrow?
No, there's no sitting tomorrow, unless the chair wants to bring us.
No, not at all.
Yeah. But I would...
Anyway, then at this point, the meeting is adjourned until Monday the 25th at 11 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you.